Alright, we're back at it. We're working on getting our bronze warmed up. So basically these slots, they kind of show up, but you can put coal or charcoal in these slots. You put your metals up in these slots. And then here's the temperature gauge of the forge. And we'll get more into temperature later, but that's about it. So these guys are warming up. They were hot, warm, and then very warm, and then hot. And now they're dark red. And that means, and you can see it says I can work it. Now the first thing we want to do, and we got to be a little careful here, because if we let it go too far we're going to have a problem. First thing I need to do though is make a double ingot. So we need to be able to weld it, not work it. And that means it needs to be warmer. So we're just going to let it go. There it goes. Now it says can weld. And you can take it out right now, but it's going to start cooling down as soon as you do. So if you take it out right when it says can weld, it may cool off too much before. There you go. Okay, now it says danger. That means we need to get it out of there, because once it says danger, it could turn to liquid and basically you lose it. Alright, so now we've got our bronze double ingot. Now we're going to want to make a sword blade, and to do that you put this in here and you click on the plans button and you decide what you want. Okay, we want a sword blade. And now for the fun part. The goal is to make our little green dot here, green arrow, match up with this red arrow. And the last three things we have to do are bend, bend, hit. Okay? All these red ones on the left make our green arrow move to the left. All these, did I say green? All these red ones on the left make our green arrow move to the left. And all these ones on the right make our green arrow move to the right. So the first thing we got to do is get it way over here. And then we're going to need to do two bends, which is going to move it to the right a fair amount. So it's like light hit moves it a little bit, medium hit moves it more, heavy hit moves it more, and draw moves it a lot. And then the same thing over here, which is less obvious. So we're going to need to do two bends, which moves it a bit, a fair bit to the right, and then any hit. So you can pick any one of these hits to finish it off. Now, as I've been talking, this is cooled off. Oh, yep, okay. I was going to say, this is cooled off and we may not be able to work it anymore. And that is indeed true. So we're going to fill the charcoal back up here, let it warm back up, and you can let it get all the way to the danger stage if you so choose. That gives you the most amount of time. Now, if it's ingots, if it's single ingots, and you have a ceramic mold over here, when it evaporates, when it liquefies, it'll go into the mold and you'll get a mold of, an ingot mold of that metal. But I don't know what happens with a double ingot, because obviously a double ingot would take two molds. So maybe it would take two molds and put them in here, or maybe you lose one, or maybe it just doesn't work at all. I don't know. So yeah, be careful with that. I did start looking at the... I'm not going to do it. I was going to say, I did start looking at the armor quest, and we're going to need two double sheets of double ingots here of copper. But I don't really want to put them in right now because they might liquefy while I'm busy playing with the bronze. So let's get this just a little bit warmer, and then we'll start clicking some buttons and see if we can actually make a sword blade here. Okay, and danger stage. Good. Get it just as hot as we can get it, put it in here, grab the sword plan, and now we're going to want to move to the right a bunch, so let's go way to the right. And now we want, that's not going to be enough, I don't think. Let's do two bends. Yeah, see, not quite enough. Another bend, and that's going to be like a medium hit? Nope, too much. Okay, so now we need to move it a bit further to the left. And I told you, I am not good at this. Two bends. Well, that's not enough. Alright, so I still got the two bends here, and now we're going to hit medium again. I got it! Second try! Awesome! Alright, so there we go. We just made our first forged, anviled sword blade. And you know what? Before I make that, let me make sure what the quest wants. It may want the actual blade or something. No, it does want this, so let's go ahead and make ourselves our bronze sword. So this, you can see here, it says 220 plus 220 attack damage, where this is plus 160. So the sword is better than the axe, but it's not a huge amount better. The axe will still two-shot zombies, and the sword, I think, still takes 2 shots. Is there a zombie nearby? Actually, there isn't right now. I'm just looking at the mini map. Whoops. It's a little lag for some reason. Here we go. Nobody at the fence. There's some way up there, but I'm not going to go run over there just for it. So I think it still takes 2 hits with the with that anyway. All right, let's just shift click this in, and while that's starting to warm up, so it's warming, it'll get hot, and then it'll continue on. We'll take a look at the next question. Oh, it wants us to make a mace as well. Okay, so maces are crushing damage, and crushing works well on skeletons. You know what else is crushing damage? A bronze hammer. But it's only 100 damage versus, where's this? The axe is 160. So it's not as good. A mace might not actually be a bad idea. So I'll do that. And it probably wants to make a couple of other. I don't know what it wants to make. How are these doing? I got to keep an eye on them. All right. We're going to move over to armor smithing for now. So we want to make metal sheets, 2 copper sheets, and to start we need a copper double ingot. And we need 2 of them. So that's why I got 4 over here. And as soon as these are warmed up, and you might notice you're going to need a lot of charcoal. So you're going to need a lot of wood and a lot of charcoal pits, or if you found coal, that'll work too. I think coal actually, I was going to say I think it burns hotter than charcoal, but I'm not sure of that, so could be wrong on that one for sure. Alright, I sped all that up for you guys because I've been sitting there for a few seconds. Alright, we're finally to orange. Everything's in the danger zone. Warming it up does take a while, and it feels like cooling it off, or it always cools off too fast. And by the way, the shift click will actually put it here because, well, it just does. Okay, so we need copper sheets. So we put it in there. We say, I want a copper sheet. All we need is 3 hits. So let's try to line these up quickly. Let's give it like 1 more. Well, let's just do 3 little hits. 1, 2, 3. See, it's just a hair off. So bend 1, 2. Now we're lined up, but we need a 3rd hit. Yes, because I have a bend in there. And these are not straight on. I don't really quite get the math behind it yet. Let's do. Oh, it's cooled off? Yes, too cool. I don't really get the math behind it yet because they're all fractions of each other. They're not exactly the same amount. You can't just hit 2 times this way and then 2 times back. You don't end up where you started because one is, 3/8 and the other one's 7/16 and the other one's whatever. So it definitely takes some getting used to. Now, once you figure out the formula for each thing you want to make, it's the same all the time for that particular map, I believe it is. I think it's based on the map seed. So let's grab this one out, try to work it while the other one's still in there warming up. Quickly, plans, alright, upset, and then hit, dang it, upset, hit. See? I did it the same thing twice, and now we're not back to where we started. Upset, punch. It's so close. Stop that. Bend. Hit. Got it. So oh, and it went too long. So there you go. Since I had, well, now we know what happens with the doubles. So since I had ceramic molds in here, it captured it. Otherwise it would have evaporated and we would have lost that completely. Now, do we have a vessel of fresh water somewhere? We don't? Ah, here we go. Here's a vessel instead of a bucket. You can put this in here and it will quickly cool off, allowing you to immediately remove these. And normally you will get those molds back, but there is of course a chance of them breaking. A small chance as opposed to everything else which has a huge chance of breaking. Other ceramic molds, that is. Okay, so I need to let these warm up again, and then we'll make another double sheet, and then we will work on armor smithing, and we'll see what the next step here is for our armor smithing quest. Back a sec. It's beginning to look a lot. Yeah, like snow. Alright, yeah, so here's a good example. It's snowing, and you can actually see snow back there landing behind the forge, which is interesting because I'm just thinking, if that fills up with snow, will that mess up the forge? I don't know. Let's keep it warm because I think we're going to need it here again in a minute. And it costs less to keep it warm, I think, than to let it cool off and warm it back up. At any rate, I have made my second copper sheet, and now it's going to say, smithing an unfinished helm. Oh, that's right, you have to do multiple steps of this. I forgot. Okay, now that we have a copper sheet, we can work it. You know what? We need to warm it back up. Let's get that going. Oh, Diablo joined. Alright. We can work a copper sheet into a copper helmet. This is the first of 3 stages. Really? I forgot it was so many stages. Alright, well, that's fine because I have leather on, but you know what? A copper helmet sounds amazing. So, once again, I'm going to stand here and wait until this warms up enough that we can work it again. Okay, can weld, can work, one more. Oh, right, orange. Should be just about to danger zone. Alright, danger zone, and we're going to, I'm not going to throw that in there. I will wait for it. Alright, we want to try to make, well, we want to put this in first, and then we want to try to make an unfinished copper helmet. And to do that, we need bend, bend, hit as our last. Let's get all the way over here. And a little more. No, bend, bend, hit. So draw back. Little hit. Okay, bend, bend. Big hit? No. Let's get it past there. A little further. Bend, bend, hit. Bend, bend, hit again. Okay, we're going the wrong way with that. Let's do bend. Oh no, we have to hit. I was going to say bend, bend, draw, but that's not going to work. Alright, let's draw it. Oh, well, and it's cooled off. Alright, let me continue working on this. I think if you're quick enough, you could like put one in to warm up while the other one's out and all that, but it's a little bit scary when you do that because you might overheat it. Oh, also, I made a brand new stone hammer, put it in here, already used it up, so now I'm on my bronze hammer, which I will need to make another one of course. Okay, let me bend, hit a few more times here. I'll get this set until we get to the next stage of the quest, and I'll be right back with you guys. Alright, I got the first stage done. We have an unfinished copper helm. It says adding some metal. Now that we have blah blah blah. Okay, this I gotta be careful. Okay, this is dark red. Stage 1. This is very hot. I assume we need them both warmed up, so let's try to get that going. Now that you have an unfinished helmet, you need to weld it with another copper sheet. Weld it. Okay, so don't work it, weld it. So we need both of these up to welding temperature. You know, honestly, I have never made a piece of metal armor in this before. Just so you guys know. So you're at can work, and you need to get up. Both of you need to get up to welding temperature. So I think we can put you over here. Now, do you stay at temperature over here, or do you cool off? Ah, see? Oh no, he does cool off. Okay. I'm gonna say he stays at temperature, but now he's cooling down. Maybe he cools down more slowly? I don't know. What are you at? Okay, oh, you're at dark red. Let's get them both. Alright, dark red. Bright red. Bright red, yes. Alright. Give me a sec. We'll get them to welding temperature and we'll try to weld some more metal onto this helmet. Danger. Danger, Will Robinson. Danger. Alright, we're at welding temperature. Let's get you guys both up here. Try to weld it and... Stage 2 helmet. Alright. Now, what's the next step? Finishing the helm. The last phase is put it back into the anvil and work it into a finished helmet. Alright. Let's give it just a little more juice. Give it another tick or two. It's already in can work stage, but I know how well I do the can work stage. Oh, we're out of charcoal. Well, we're not out, but we're about to run out of charcoal. I know how well I do this, so we're going to need as much as we can get. Alright, finally, plans, finished copper helmet. Okay, way over here. It's still bend, hit, so that's good. Alright, bend, big hit. Okay, bend, big hit. I think I did this last time, and obviously this is not the most efficient. Yeah, but it is getting closer each time. One more of these, so medium hit, and then bend, big hit, done. I did it! And we have a smithing bonus of 1.2%. So it's got 1.2% more durability than a normal helm. Well, I guess that's the only way you can make a helm, but for instance, if you do that on a pickaxe, it would have more durability than a normal pickaxe from the copper molds. Alright, and we get copper and a full heart, which is amazing because, you know, we don't need full hearts. And we've got lots of copper, but that's alright. Okay, let me go make the mace. You guys have seen how to do it. I'll heat up another ingot of... Actually, yes. Let's go ahead and give you more charcoal before you cool off. I'll heat up another 2 ingots or 1 ingot? Let's look it up. Mace. Whoa, getting some weird lag this morning. Bronze mace head takes a double ingot. So we're gonna need 2 ingots warmed up, weld them together, try to make a mace, and then we'll see if that's the last step or if it wants more stuff. And we'll get this one completed before we finish up today. Oh, and then this is obviously make a bronze anvil. So that's about it. And then we move on to the Iron Age, but that will be for another episode. All right, let me get these guys warmed up. I will make up the mace and be back with you guys shortly. All right, I've done it, and it didn't totally take me like 20 different tries. All right, not 20, but a few tries. I should mention that this was not the same. Different items have different requirements for the last 3 here. So this one was not whatever hit or bend hit. This was bend, shrink, hit, I think it was. So a little bit more interesting because you could have used 3 different things instead of bend and 2 hits or whatever it was. Anyway, we now have a bronze mace that does 223 attack damage, crushing damage instead of the hammer that's over, and then the forge it only did 100. So that's actually not a bad thing. And is that it? Oh no, now we have to make a javelin. Alright, well, the Stone Age javelin is reborn. Metal javelins last longer and do more damage. This will only accept a copper javelin, even though it says it takes all javelins. Alright, well, I will do the javelin off camera here and get that turned in. But yeah, there's slashing, crushing, and piercing, I think, are the only types of damage. So that should be it. We're just going to get a little bit of copper and a full heart from that. And again, I'm going to have to make my own anvil because it's not a detection task. I can't just pick this one up. Actually, we'll leave that in there for now. I can't just pick this one up and get that task complete. So I will do that. We're going to need more bronze. Well, it tells me there's 17. So there is enough here to do it, but I don't want to leave everybody else with no bronze. So I will go digging, probably get some more bronze, and get that part complete. And then next episode, that'll be done. We'll be at 100% here, right? Oh, did I not claim a reward? Oh. What? It says I'm 100% complete. Well, I don't have a bronze javelin on me. I bet if we wait for this to scroll through, it's going to say stone. No, it doesn't. I have no idea why that's complete. Oh, there it is. Stone javelin. Yep. Okay, so it should have only accepted copper, but they changed it so it accepts any javelin, including stone, which means it's complete. I don't have any real desire to make a bronze javelin, or copper javelin, so I'm going to leave it here. We're going to claim that reward. And more copper. We are now done. All I got to do is make the bronze anvil, which is exactly the same as the copper one. Does it say anything interesting? You now can weld together bronze ingots. To do that, yes. Well, we were already using a bronze anvil, but yeah, normally you would have... Oh yeah, that's true. Normally you would have had to do that before we made the bronze weapons, because you can't work bronze stuff in a copper anvil. You can only work bronze stuff in a bronze anvil. Alright, well, did a little bit out of order, but there you go. Alright, that's it for the casting age. Then we move on to the iron age, and we have to make a bloomery, because iron is hard to process, and it has to be hotter or something. Anyway, we'll get to iron and stuff in the next episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope to see you in the next one. I'll catch you later.